Hello, and welcome to DR for Dummies. This is a series that aims to give an overview for new DR users for FMC. FMC is the speed cubing event where the challenge is to solve the Rubik's Cube in the fewest number of moves. This video is episode 0, and it's supposed to be kind of an intro to the series as well as my chance to make some disclaimers. I'm going to discuss what you should expect and the structure of the playlist in some more detail, but TLDR, this series is not supposed to be for advanced solvers. You're not going to get to world class. You're not going to get to sub 25. You might not even get to sub 30, honestly. Um, but more so, this is supposed to be a starting point for using DR and HDR in official attempts. So temper your expectations. There's not going to be like cutting edge techniques or anything. By the end of the series, you should be able to start using DR in official attempts. That's it. That's the only goal that I have for any of you watching. Um, you might ask, like, why even make the series in the first place then? Well, when I was first learning DR, it took me a long time to get comfortable with using DR in an actual in an attempt in a real WCA format because I had to go through like the speed solving forums to figure out how to do HDR corners. I read a doc and also needed to watch an associated video on hyperparity. There was a different video on NIST tracing. And even after all this stuff, I still didn't really know how to like efficiently finish the solve once I got to HDR. So that's the reason why this playlist exists. It's to bring together all the high level resources that are kind of just like scattered across like the internet and everywhere into one place so that people can continuously reference it as you're starting DR and to introduce you to some of the lingo and jargons that are used in the community so that you can go look up the remaining resources if there's something I didn't fully cover, or if something new comes out, you have some base level understanding and you can learn and contribute on your own. With these methods, I average somewhere between 20 and 30. There's just like a couple selection of FMC sheets I have here. I also have the official 21, which was pretty cool, but it did take quite a lot of time to get used to all this. So don't expect to get to that level basically immediately after watching the series. It will probably take some time. If you average somewhere in like the mid 30s, like 35, 36 or higher, you actually probably will see significant improvements just with the techniques that I mentioned here, and you'll actually probably see them pretty quickly. Even if you don't apply everything to DR, even if you just say like take NIS and EO and start applying that to some of your block building solves, you'll actually see that your solution lengths are going to decrease pretty quickly. So while you could start this series with no knowledge of FMC at all, it's probably good to have some sort of experience doing attempts, even if it's just at home. You actually don't need any traditional algorithms, like you don't need to know what like an R perm is or whatever. But it's probably a good idea to have some familiarity of the cube, especially when it comes to executing moves correctly. Because if you can't do that, you're in for a world of hurt. All right, now let's talk about some logistics. So the goal is to release a video every Saturday, starting with this one, episode 0. As of now, I'm planning for 5 regular videos, and then I'm thinking of making one more, which is just example solves, reconstructions, or like commentary of solves that I film myself or something like that. I think that means that it should finish by Worlds 2025, but it's not impossible that I take like a week off here or there because I got a lot of stuff to do between now and then. So because of that pace, it probably is not going to be edited that much. It's just going to be like cut, or maybe I'll put like some like background music, like Animal Crossing or something like that. So sorry in advance. I don't have time to do fancy graphics. I'm a pretty slow editor as is. So I will have like resources and links. You can think of it as like reading material, like for like your college course or something like that. I'll put those in like the description of each of the videos. I am interested in getting like feedback from higher level solvers because I'm almost guaranteed to get something wrong or like not fully explain something. And I'd love to highlight corrections or like pin comments that will help clarify, answer questions, etc. And who knows? Maybe after Worlds, I might make some follow-up videos. We'll see if I'm not too gassed afterwards. But yeah, that's actually going to wrap it up for this intro video. Sorry that it's a bit long, but I just kind of wanted to set the tone, make sure everyone knew what we were getting into. And yeah, I guess I'll see you next week. when we start with episode one. EO, NIS, ARNIS, and all that good stuff. See you later.